She is the author of a brand new My Book Therapy book that we have called Authorpreneurship, How to Build a Successful Business as an Author. It is a fantastic book. It's a fantastic resource for anyone that is thinking about becoming an author, whether you're a nonfiction author or a novelist. So I'm really excited to have her here. I want to welcome Sharon Jenkins. Sharon, how are you?
I'm fine, Susie. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to see you. And I'm glad. Now, if you are thinking through your book, you have so many great chapters in this book. Things that just I learned for the first time, things that I knew but I needed to be reminded about, things that I looked at with a different perspective. Some of the things were just so life-changing for me as a seasoned author. So I know that they'll be helpful for a new author. But what are the three things an author can do to give their writing business liftoff? Three keystone elements that they can find in your book, but little things that they can do. Maybe just give us a little highlight of the three keystone things an author can do.
I think that the first thing an author can do is embrace the fact that they are becoming a business when they write a book. It doesn't matter whether you're traditionally published or self-published. You have become an entity. And once you realize that, you can embrace all that means. For example, one of the key things that an author can do is brand themselves. No longer can we stand behind the laptops, the iPads, and say, oh, I'm just the writer. Now you go and you do what you need to do with my baby. No, we have to take care of our baby a little longer than the birthing process. So I love the fact that we get to become mini celebrities. Now, a lot of people go, oh, my writing is the celebrity. No, you are the celebrity, and you have to not only market your book and your message, you have to market you. So that's one of the key things. And then the other thing is know what fits best for you, which publishing style fits best for you. You don't have to be strictly one way or another. It just depends on your book project. What is your overall purpose for your project? What is the outcome that you're expecting? And then that helps you know whether to go the traditional route or the self-publishing route. And then the last thing I love is the fact that you can get help. You can have a team that works with you of experts who know everything that you don't know. So they'll hold your hand until you get to that place where you are comfortable in driving the car. It's kind of like driver's ed. You have to go through driver's ed a little bit before you learn how to drive a car. And if you're like me, it took me until I was in my 20s to learn how to drive. So I had to have a lot of patient people working with me. But when they let go of the wheel, I was ready. I had a friend who stopped me in the middle of 5 o'clock traffic at the bottom of a hill, and I was in a stick shift. And she got out the car and she said, look, she says, you're going to have to get home. And she walked home. I had to take what I learned and get out of that traffic. And I did it because I was ready, because she equipped me to be ready. And all of those who came before her.
I think you're absolutely right. You do need that team to help you put everything together. And, a lot of that team is encouragers and people that will walk along the journey with you, which is something we do here at Book Therapy. And then there's, of course, proofers, and then there's cover designers and all sorts of people. And you do talk about that in your book, which is really helpful because I don't think a lot of people think about those elements. Whether they're self-publishing or traditionally publishing, you still have to have that team. And so it's really great to help us think through those things. And I love your comment about being a celebrity as well. It's not that we're like, superstars or anything like that, but we are public figures. And when you become published, when you put that book out there, you kind of open up your life to scrutiny. And so people can take a good look at you. And so you kind of have to have your life in order a little bit and be willing to sort of share yourself, especially if you're writing a novel, because people want to know who it is that wrote that book. And so, that's something to also consider. And so, and it's very important techniques that you're building for us there. And I think that having this, like I said, this foundation helps you better prepare for the journey and better look for roadblocks and things, pitfalls that could kind of detour you. Who do you think should read your book? Who's the kind of person that should pick up this book?
Well, of course, aspiring authors. I believe that they would benefit from the book simply because it puts them in the zone. I am talking to a young lady now who says, okay, I'm ready to write my book. And I says, okay, I'm going to send you a copy of my book. And I did. And I gave it to her for Christmas. Just a couple of days ago, she told me, oh, I'm here and there in this book project. I really don't know what to do. And I said, did you read my book? And she said, no. I said, read the book. Don't talk to me anymore. Read the book. And I talked with her yesterday, and this is what she said. You know what? I got into the first chapter of the book, and I got up and I started kicking myself because you were absolutely right. And that's the experience, not the kicking themselves. Or I don't want that to happen. But I do want them to get an idea, to get in the zone. There are a lot of great books out there for aspiring writers, but I deal more with what's going on in your head. Where, who are you designed to be? Who are you designed to reach? And that's important because it wouldn't be good for me to write a book, let's say, about aerodynamics. That's not my area of expertise. I don't have a clue. And even because I was a teacher, and, teachers can teach on a dime because they have to throw that lesson plan together and make it happen regardless of whether they're really sure about the content. But the beautiful thing about it is if a person is designed to do that, it's better for an expert to do that. And I have studied authors for the last 7 years. I've done workshops. I've worked with numerous writers when I worked for the communications marketing company, putting these journals together. I've had all kinds of experiences. And one thing rings true. It's best when you write about something you know. You have that passion and that love. And then if you're a fiction writer, if you've got imagination, you've got it beat.
That's great. That's great. I totally agree. And I think that that your friend did the right thing in finally sitting down to read your book. And I think that, this is a product we're really excited to have in our store. Something that we really feel like will help aspiring writers, whether you're writing nonfiction or fiction, just helps you get a head around all the things you need to do, get you motivated. And even if you have written a few books and are sort of struggling with what do you do now? How do you handle this marketing thing, this time management thing, these finances, this sort of thing. It's a great book for people that have been down the road a little ways and kind of need a fine tuning and some business advice. And so I'm very excited about it. And Sharon, we're very delighted to have spent this time with you.